Okay, there's the packaging. And there's some intricate carving on there, skulls and whatnot. So let's open them up. If I can get them open. They're hermetically sealed. Here we go. Get a close-up look if we can. See if I can get the other one out of there. Get the glue off. There we go. Let's take a look at this. Pretty cool stuff. That's one of the great things about a 1911 is you can customize them. And grips are just a way of you know, personalizing your firearm. Anyway, let's see how they work on the gun. I'm going to put them today. I'm going to put them on my 1911, my SW 1911 CT here, which used to be Crimson Trace, but I did a video on this. Didn't really like the Crimson Trace grips for my hand size. And I put some black rubber grips on from Kimber that I actually put some better stocks on. So black on this just looks great, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Okay, here's the Smith again. Obviously make sure it's unloaded. Got to say that or then the safety Nazis will get after me. Anyway, a thing to remember is when you're taking your grip screw panels out off the grip screws, if they're a straight bladed screw head, be really careful if you don't have gunsmith screws because regular screwdrivers are angled and they can really pop out. And what happens is they get really tight. And when you try and get them off, then you booger those screws up. These happen to be some, just the hex head Allen, which I put in there because I thought they looked cool. But another thing to remember with wooden grips is the screw sits on a ring. So the diameter on the outside is bigger than the diameter on the inside. And that screw is going to tighten on that ridge that's in there. And I really can't, you can kind of see it there. Okay, so with wood grips, what'll happen when you're at the range doing what I just said is you'll over tighten and you'll crush that ridge because it's just wood. And then what's going to happen is your grip's going to loosen up again, and you're going to say, okay, I'm gonna have to replace the grips, and because you just can't tighten that screw anymore. And you do not want to strip out that screw or the bushing that's underneath of it. And we'll look at that when I take the gun apart. So something simple as putting on a Christmas gift like this can turn into a nightmare pretty quickly if you're not careful or if you're just unlucky. And it's happened to me. This is why I know. So let's get after it. All right. So basically, all you have to do is remove the screws. So I'm gonna pause this while I do that because you don't need to watch me do that. Okay, I got my screws out, and you can see they're just a fine threaded screw. Okay, and then your grip panel is just going to lift off. Sometimes they'll be sticky because they get, like you can see, I've got dirt and stuff under there from the years that they've been on there. But this is the bushing right here, and this threads into the frame. And what will happen a lot of times when you do crush the wood and you tighten them down too tight and you try and loosen them, they won't loosen. The screws will not turn out. This bushing will start to turn out. Okay, and there's really nothing you can do about that. So you end up with a grip panel with your grip screws and your bushings attached to it, and now you're really screwed because you got to try and get these off of the grip without destroying them. Burnell's is your friend. You can get, you know, they're not that expensive. You can replace them, but who wants to, you know, put more money in? So if these should come loose, use a little Loctite on them and let it dry before you put them in. And I like to use the medium Loctite, the blue stuff. You don't want to get stuff that you have to heat up to get off. Okay? And I like to put a pretty good amount on there and let it dry before you put your grips on. So these are really on there. And then when you do your grip panels, just put a little tiny bit on those screws so that when you loosen them, the screw breaks free before the bushing breaks free from the frame. Now back in the day, they used to stake these in by basically moving some frame material with a punch that would, you know, rest against it to keep it from rotating out. But with modern 1911s, they really don't do that. Okay, another tip with the left side of the gun where the safety is, on the grip panel, you're going to have a cutout here. Okay, and that's for the plunger tube, which is right here. And that's actually going to help hold that plunger tube in. But another cut you're going to need is clearance for your thumb safety to come down all the way. And you can see these stocks are fitting on there just perfect. I mean, they're not moving. The holes are in the exact spot. The safety's not striking the top of the grip. If it does hit the top of the grip, what I've done is just take a little file and file it down, and if you're careful and just do it under the safety, you really don't see it too much. And if you have black grips, you can just get a Sharpie out and cover up that raw wood so you don't ruin the appearance of your stocks. But that's going to look really sweet. So anyhow, I just put just a little bit. Ah, that's too much. Dang it. There we go. So I've just got a little bit on there now, and that's just going to help hold these screws in. So let's put those screws in. Make sure you don't cross thread these. If they're not going in easy, back it off, check it out again, and make sure everything's straight. You don't want to ruin these. Okay. And I just tighten them down a little bit, and then I go back and forth and firm them up. I like these hex head screw things, but if I usually have a screwdriver at the range. Make sure you bring the hex wrench, which can just add to your tools, which sucks, so maybe they're not good, but I don't worry about it. They look cool. Make sure you've got your tool in there all the way too, because you can round out the flats on the grip screws there, and you don't want to end up having a screw in there that you've stripped and the wrench will no longer work. Okay. Well, that looks pretty sweet. Okay, so there's the other side. I threw it on off camera because it's kind of boring when it's just a simple job. I give these grips 2 big thumbs up. They have some nice texturing on them. They have skulls and bones and cool stuff that I like, but from a distance they just look like a textured grip, so they don't alarm anyone should someone see it and think, he's a psycho, oh my god. So they have a good feeling to them. They're not too thick. The cutout is great for the safety. The cutout for the back side of the mag release is okay. And there's a detailed shot. So I'd have to say the Timbersmith has got a pretty cool product right here. Like I said, they're a gift, so I have no idea what they cost or where they came from, but hey, Merry Christmas to me, right? Make this old Smith look pretty cool. I like them better than the rubber grips. I like them, so I give them 2 thumbs up. Well, there you go. Timbersmith 1911 stocks. Thanks for watching.